There's never a time it's not something different. And it always has a special, unique beauty that I see in it. I don't know, this is just the one that I'm so connected with. Well, the family had been involved in oysters right from the very beginning. So historically, I had heard stories about it. And I always thought if you were going to relax, it'd be a good idea to make money while you were doing it. So I started out with a license to recreationally fish oysters, because that was relaxing and I loved oysters. So then I had the opportunity to move that to a commercial license. So I get commercial oyster license and started doing that just as a hobby because it relaxed me.
I think that I have joined into a rich heritage of the oyster industry in Nova Scotia.
Basically, the process is I go out, or one of the boys or workers go out, and we fuel up the harvester, we fire it up, we head up to one of the leases. We harvest until we get either how much we need or how much we want for that particular day. Either the harvester can come down itself, or the service boat will bring the oysters down. They come into the shore and they can be put off in the water and left in bags overnight, or they can be brought directly into the plant. We just load them on a pallet, tractor brings them up the ramp, puts them into the plant. They're taken from the tubs in the plant, dumped on the table, and they're washed, cleaned, graded. And the ones that are ready for market at that time can be sold. Usually they're put into color-coded bags. We color-code the bags so we know what different grades are in what bag. Then they'll go back out into the bay for storage until we have market for them. So it's a simple process, but we're able to track every oyster from the time it comes off the lease straight through until when we ship it by doing it the way we do it. Water pressure just hits the bottom, and it's just the turbulence of it hitting the bottom and glancing off. It just brings the shellfish along with it. Sled that slides along the bottom, that's let down on the bottom. There's a hose that brings water from a water pump down to a manifold that's on this sled. So your water comes out on an angle, hits the bottom, causes a turbulence, which moves the oysters and the shellfish back through a collection head and onto a flat wire belt chain, and that just brings it up to the surface where you can pick them off as frantically as possible. The big one runs water down to the holes or the jets in the manifold that blow the shellfish off the bottom, and the smaller runs run to other nozzles that squirt water back and keep the shellfish coming back onto the chain. Once they're on the chain, they just come up. It's the turbulence in the water that causes the shellfish to go back through the collector head. These other ones here, they just keep it moving through the throat there back onto the chain. Oyster farming is like a lot of things. It can be as simple as you want to make it. To make it simple, you work in harmony with nature. Or it can get as complicated as you want, where you grow oysters in an area where they really don't want to grow, and you use artificial systems, bag systems and cage systems and things. Yes, they're a cleaner of the water. You can take a bad environment, put shellfish, oysters, or clams, or scallops, or any bivalve in there, and that will remove the excess algae from the water, and the algae is taking the nitrates out of the water. The shellfish will take the algae, they put it into meats, if the environment is good, then meats can be sold. When I'm through, is to make sure that what I've done in the bay hasn't harmed it, that it's made it, if anything, better rather than worse. So we're try very, very hard to make sure that everything follows the cycles as they should out there. You know, I think mankind has really messed up his idea of stewardship over the environment.
I hope that the bay will always stay the way it is, and that our generations to come will still enjoy a life on the bay.
All right, here we go. Never step on your heel.